Hi, I'm Jon Lieber, and this is U.S. Politics in a little over 60 seconds. Today, Biden announced a ban on Russian oil imports. What will this mean for Americans in the near term? Well, prices have already rocketed at the pump in result of the Russian invasion of the Ukraine and the incredible sanctions that the U.S. and the EU have put on Russia as a result. The average price for a retail gallon of gas has gone up 55 cents just in the last week, and it's likely to escalate even further with today's announcements, potentially reaching $5 or even $6 a gallon. This is unprecedented in the U.S. and harkens back to the energy price shocks of the 1970s that led to an inflationary price spiral that took years for the U.S. economy to unwind. The Biden administration is signaling this is not the end of their escalation against Russia and is preparing the American people to bear some of the costs of these incredible actions. Unfortunately for Biden, there isn't much he can do in the near term to alleviate these price pressures. He went out of his way to warn oil companies against price gouging, but this is really more about blame shifting than it is an actual solution to higher prices. The Biden administration did announce a release of $30 million from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, yet prices keep on rising. He cannot force oil companies to drill more, and long term, the Biden plan still calls for decarbonization of the U.S. economy, which hurts the investment picture for new, very costly oil and gas projects, but in the very, very long term, could allow the U.S. to be independent from fossil fuels. This is not a short-term solution, however, and the price of gas is going to keep going up further, which will test the American public's willingness to continue this war against Russia. And Biden is seeing a small polling bounce in the war, it's important to note, but the domestic consequences of this, as they become more clear, will test the American people's patience for this war as energy prices rise. Thanks for watching. This has been U.S. Politics in a little over 60 seconds.